I don't know why there's no option for my slides. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Okay, I'll try to open it again. Okay. Right. It's not there. Why? Hold on, yeah. Who is Thomas Tom? Present. Okay, finally it's here. All right. Okay, so you can see, okay, audience theories, okay? So here, okay, when we talk about audience theories, that means we've already covered all the 4 main categories of communication theories, okay? We've already gone through mass society, okay? We've gone through critical cultural, and we've gone through normative as well as post-positivist, okay? So basically, if we have gone through this, you should be able by now to have a better understanding, a general understanding of the different types of theories. Okay, not just in communication, but also in social science. Okay, so today, okay, we're going to start off looking at all these different theories, not focusing on specific categories, but looking at the relationship between media and a particular group, for example, individuals, audiences, societies, okay. So these theories could be post-positivist, they could be cultural, they could be critical, okay. But the things that we will focus on is the relationship that they try to address, okay. Now, audience, okay. So audience also nowadays, okay, when we use the term audience, is very contested. You know, some people say there's no longer audiences. We don't have media audiences, we have media users, okay, because audience theories is mostly related, okay, to broadcast media, okay, television, radio, okay. And with the coming of the internet, okay, the issue with audiences, okay, how audiences manage media is very, what we call it, complex nowadays, okay. But most of these theories that we're going to discuss today, okay, actually they are still very much relevant. It's just that as researchers, you must be able to adopt them as well as adapt them, okay, to the current behaviors, okay, media user behaviors, okay. So audiences. So today we're going to specifically look at, okay, the relationship between media and audiences. When we talk about, okay, categories before this, okay, we've talked about how critical and cultural theories, they look at the relationship between media and society in general. Okay, they take a macroscopic view. On the other hand, post-positivism, minimal effect theories always look at the micro, the relationship between media and individuals. Okay, but most of the time, okay, these theories, they look at the effects, okay, the effects of the media on the particular group. Okay, but today, instead of looking at the effects of media on the group, okay, on society or on individuals, we want to look at what individuals, what people, okay, what community do with the media. Okay, I hope you can see the differences, all right? That here, when we talk about audience theories, okay, it's a group of theories. There's so many theories, okay? We're only going to discuss 2 or 3 here. Okay, there are many more. Any theory that focuses on the audience and what they do, okay, how they interpret their media behavior, is called part of audience theories, okay? So here, okay, so many learning objectives, okay, you can assess them later. Here, when we talk about audience analysis, okay, audience analysis, audience theories, okay, when they use the term analysis here, it's just saying that you are using the particular theory in your analysis, okay. So when we use the term audience analysis, we've already make it clear that the focus is the audience, okay, the people who consume the media, Okay, the one who went to watch the movie, the one that listened to the radio, the ones that watch the television program. They are the audiences. That means these theories are specific to that group of people. Okay. So in this theory, okay, they are audience centered because they focus on what people do with the media. This is what I want to stress, okay? What people do with the media. Most of the theories that we've discussed before this, especially macro big theories, they discuss what media does to the people. So when we talk about what media does to the people, obviously it will be quite negative. Because then we will look at how media companies, how elites, how the status quo will try to use the media, okay, to influence the audiences. But here, if our focus is on the audience, then it would be assumed, okay, that the audiences will be quite active. Can you understand so far, right? Active audience, okay? Because here we want to study, we want to look, we already have the assumption. These audiences, okay, they are active. Because why? Because they choose what they watch, okay? And when they watch, okay, different people have different interpretations, different experiences, okay? So they bring these unique characteristics into their media experience, okay? So among the two theories that are very popular, okay, and dominant in audience analysis are users and gratifications approach, okay, as well as entertainment theory. Okay, why do they say approach? Okay, approach because it is sometimes considered much bigger than just a theory. Okay, this users and gratification approach here, it means that it's sometimes like considered like a principle. Okay, that when people use the media, okay, they use it to, okay, here it means here they use it because it satisfies them in certain ways. Okay, so what is users and gratifications approach? Okay, it is an approach to media study focusing on the uses to which people put media and the gratifications they seek from those use. Okay, right. So here, users and gratification, like I said just now, approach because, okay, it is sometimes considered like offering a new paradigm to tell us, okay, how people use the media. Okay, and this approach, or you can even call it a theory, UNG, some people call it, is the most commonly used. Okay, this theory tells us, okay, the logic is very simple, that we use the media, okay, differently. Okay, we have different motivations of using different media. We choose different content simply because we are all gratified differently. Okay, why do I prefer to watch comedy? Okay, why do Alice prefer to watch action movie? Because we are satisfied differently. I like to be happy. Okay, I like to enjoy. Alice, on the other hand, likes adrenaline. He likes challenges. So he feels satisfied by watching action movies. On the other hand, I feel satisfied, gratified, fulfilled when I watch comedies. So it's very simple. Okay. So here, okay, this approach is, as you can see, okay, is quite post-positivist in nature. What do we mean by post-positivist? You have to remember, okay, what are the principles of post-positivism? Number one, the principle is active audiences, and it focuses on individuals. And post-positivism talks about, okay, microscopic. So here, users and gratification will focus on individuals. What do everyday people, okay, what do they do with the media? Okay, so here again, the highlight of the relationship is we don't question what the media does to the people. That is not our concern. What we want to know is how you, audiences, the media consumers, how you use the media. Understand? Okay? And under users and gratification approach, there is an theory called entertainment theory. Okay? So this theory examines the key psychological mechanisms underlying audience use and enjoyment of entertainment-oriented media content. Okay, so basically this theory is a response, okay, to critical and cultural theory that says media is a bad influence on the public or on audiences. Okay, you know the critical theory, right? They say, okay, media offers us entertainment. Mostly why? Mostly to make us to divert our attention from more important things. Okay, so this is the argument of critical theory. So those people who support the idea of post-positivism, okay, who does not agree with macro, okay, and negative assumptions, okay, so they came up with a theory called entertainment theory. This theory suggests that entertainment is just one of the uses of the media. That people like to watch the media simply because they get entertained. It makes them happy. It's a psychological mechanism. So there is no need, okay, to relate entertainment to bigger issues, okay, like diversion, like status quo. No, because according to this analysis, audiences like us, when we listen to a particular song or when we watch a particular TV program, we watch it because it makes us happy, because it entertains us, and that is all the main function. And there is no issue to this. Can you understand so far? Okay. So all of these theories here that we are discussing, okay, they highlight, okay, the objectivity of media use. And they highlight that audiences are active. Audiences make their own decisions. Okay. So I will go through in more detail these two theories. Here, okay, users and gratification approach. So like I've mentioned, this is a post-positivist theory and it was developed in response to the mass society theory as well as critical cultural theories. Okay, so this approach, uses and gratification, is very simple, okay, because it tells us that media choice, what the audience does with a particular media habit or media choice, again, is based on how they are gratified. Okay, so why did they come up with this approach? Okay, why do the theories here, okay, go against the ideas of mass society or critical cultural theory about big or major macro influence? Okay, because to them that media now, okay, has some kind of interactivity. Okay, the degree to which participants in the communication process have control over and can change roles in their mutual discourse. Now, okay, with television in the early days, with radio, and now with the internet, okay, we can no longer agree with the mass society assumptions of major propaganda, okay, because audiences now have more interactive, more activity, more interaction with the media that they consume. For example, okay, we have remote control. Okay, we can pause, we can fast forward, we can rewind. So this interactivity gives more power to the audiences. Traditionally, okay, critical cultural studies, for example, will say media is all about selling products. They keep using advertisements, okay, and advertisements will change or will influence our behavior. So this theory argue, well, it's not that simple anymore because nowadays people can skip advertisements and people are active. Okay, they know what are advertisements and they know what are content. So people have control. So when they are watching a television program or when they are listening to the radio, okay, they know, okay, how to discriminate. Okay, they have power over what they are consuming. Interactivity. And because of this also, there is no longer the term mass media. Remember, mass society, mass media, mass influence is very simplistic. It is assuming because the media is mass, okay, giving the same content to everyone, audiences are also mass. That means we are all the same. So this approach does not agree. Okay, because today, especially based on our own experiences, we can see, okay, that media users are able to select from a wide menu. Okay, unlike traditional mass media, New media like the internet provide selectivity characteristics that allow individuals to tailor messages to their needs. There's so many choices nowadays, right? When you are watching Astro, you're watching Netflix, okay, you've got thousands of options. Okay, so that is the argument of this theory, that there's no mass influence coming from the media. That the media is not influencing the people. Why? They cannot do it because the audiences have choice. Okay, the audiences have power to control over their choice. The audiences can interact. Can you follow? Because audiences are equipped with all these abilities, how can one say that the media have major influence over the public? Okay, so this is their argument. Okay, and of course nowadays media, okay, consumption is asynchronous. That means, okay, it's not at a specific time, at a specific moment. Media messages, you are watching TV program at any time, anywhere, wherever you like, whenever you like. Okay, so it means, okay, that the media message is not coming to everyone at the same time. So again, this challenges the idea of mass influence. Okay, and we have these choices. So here there is so many arguments, okay, to tell us that the media effects, okay, is not big, it's not that powerful. Why? Because the audiences, okay, are active, and audiences today have more power. And audiences, when they choose a particular content, okay, they choose it based on the gratifications that they get. Okay? So far follow? Alright? So here, like in this class, we're just discussing the different types of theories. Alright? If you are able, like I mentioned before, to understand the relationship based on the 4 categories, then all of these examples of the other theories should be able to make sense to you. Okay? So here, if you were to use this, okay, for example, I think Alia wanted to do a study on the influence, okay, of media, something like that, influence of media portrayal on Muslims. Okay, can you use this? Yes, uses and gratifications approach. Okay, why is it that some Muslims choose a certain type of product and the others don't? Okay, so if you were to adopt this theory, okay, the challenge is that we don't question the status quo. Okay, when a Muslim chooses to watch this certain program, we have to argue because it gratifies them. But we cannot, okay, put our analysis into a higher level to discuss, okay, in relation for how it affects religion, okay, or how it affects our culture. This is not the nature of this theory. Can you follow so far? Okay, this theory is again very straightforward. Okay, and it's very easy also because in most studies they already list down the uses of media. Okay, everybody use the media for almost similar things. Okay, remember the key here is not how the media affects the audiences, but how the audiences use the media. Okay, so what are the uses of media? So generally, it is information. Just to get to know about what is going on around us. That's why we use the media, isn't it? Right? That is why we read books. Okay, that is why we read newspapers to get information. And this information can be anything. Okay, it could be the most very important information, maybe for example, okay, about who to vote for in an election. Or it could be a simple information like what to eat, where to go for your holidays. All of these are coming from the media. This is what we use the media for. Okay? And we usually, okay, use the media for surveillance. Okay? What is surveillance? Okay? Surveillance, okay, the media, what it does surveillance, right? Like, you know, for example, CCTV. You know the CCTV, the surveillance camera. What does it do? Okay, it scans around, records what's going on. Why do they record? To prepare. okay, to catch things that probably is going to cause danger, for example, okay, or to warn us, to prompt us. So we, okay, generally audiences use the media so that they can be warned or they can get early information about certain things. Okay, what do the media warn us about? What do they warn us about? Hmm? Anybody? What do media warn us about? They warn us about everything, right? Not just about nature, not just about bomb exploding. They warn us about economics issues that are coming in response to COVID-19, okay? And it's not just about big important issues like I've mentioned. Okay, the media tells us, okay, surveillance. They tell us what is going on. Okay, they tell us about fashion trend, for example. You know fashion trend? Okay, so what is the trend today? I noticed, for example, young brothers, they now like to wear tight shirts. Okay, very tight. So that is the trend. So how did they know that this is the trend? Okay, why is it that anyone all around the world can be wearing the same style? They know the trend today is tight shirt. Okay, because okay, they are all consuming the same media content, and they use it so that they can be abreast, that they can know, okay, and that they don't get left behind. Okay, fashion trend. And then some of us, we use the media for diversion. You know, diversion, to take away our attention from something else. Okay, to divert our attention. Okay, so if, for example, in class, okay, the lecture is boring, some of you will start playing with your phone. That is already diverting your attention. Okay, you know what else diversion? Like, for example, in the clinics, okay, or in the hospitals or in the dentist, they always give you magazines, right? They put television. Why are the television there? Okay, why do they put lots of magazines? So that you can divert, okay, your attention. Instead of waiting 2-3 hours make you angry, you can instead read magazines. You can instead watch television, and this will help, okay, divert, okay, your anger of waiting to being more calm. Diversion. The same thing in the restaurants, okay? They put on television so that you don't get agitated waiting for the food. Yeah? So media also help us to have some kind of emotional release. Okay, and this is very normal when we are happy or when we are sad, when we are stressed out. Okay, what do you do when you are stressed out? You probably watch a funny movie. Okay, or when you watch a happy movie. Or when you are very sad, you probably listen to sad songs. Okay, so it helps you feel better. Now, if you were to see this, okay, then this would mean, okay, that the media, okay, is very objective. The song is there for you to use it. What do you use it for? For emotional release. Okay. There's one theory called catharsis. So the catharsis theory says, okay, people use the media, okay, as an extension of their own feelings. Okay, for example, okay, if you are very angry, okay, you are angry at a certain someone and you cannot do anything about it, what do? Okay, you will probably need to watch a violent movie, okay, so that you can release all of your anger. Whenever there is punches or killing or murders in that movie, it makes you happy. Why? Because you are angry in the first place. So the media helps you deal with your anger. Okay? But some people see this as danger. Okay? Because you angry person watching violent film may make them violent. But this is not the issue we're talking about here. Why? Because if the content makes them violent, then we talk about effects. But here, remember, we talk about what the audiences do with the content. If the audiences become more violent and after watching the movie, he goes out and kills someone else, it is not the fault of the media, it's the fault of the users and the emotions that he felt at that time because he made the choice. Okay? So the same thing, okay, if you're sad, then you probably listen to sad songs, you watch Korean drama. So why? So that you can, for example, cry together with the drama. And this help, release release your emotions, okay? And there are also, okay, when you do research, you can find that the media, what the people use it for, to get linkage, okay? Link to who? Link to whoever, okay? It allows you to be linked to your friends, okay? And like what we are doing today, online class, okay? The effectiveness of online classes. Can we use users and gratification? Yes, because we can ask and we can evaluate how students and how lecturers use the we call it online platforms, okay, and how the lecturers can get linked to students who are not just in campus but all over the world, okay. And what else? The media allows you not only to get linked to the people you know, but also to the people that you don't know. Okay, and it allows you to get linked to potentials, okay, like LinkedIn. Okay, you get linked to potential employers, okay, with potential professionals. So the media allows you to do this. Some people argue, what about if you get linked to bad people? Okay, Ali is doing on hoax, for example, okay, or fraud. Okay, nowadays you see a lot of issues, okay, scams. You get linked to the wrong people. Well, that's not the problem of the media. You were not careful, okay? You were not, what we call it, cautious enough when you were trying to get linked to that certain someone. Okay, so here it is up to you. You can choose to get linked to a scam or you can choose to get linked to a good person. So here it really depends on the audience. Okay. And then also sometimes we use the media, we cannot deny there are values in the media, the values content. Now, okay, because this theory does not question status quo, okay, they say if there are values that are coming, okay, and if when we watch it, we got to adopt certain of the Western values, then this is just a normal relationship between media and audiences. Because when audiences, after watching a Western drama, okay, becomes more westernized, for example, okay, then it is probably because the audience himself or herself is already attracted to that values. Okay, it is not the work of the media company, okay, or the media producers, okay, to protect other people's values. Okay. Can you so far? All right, transmission of values, okay. We use transmission of values when we do campaign, okay, when we do advertisements, okay, we want to transmit, okay. So here, socialization. Media allows is a very good, we use it for social utility. Okay, what is social utility? Okay, media, okay, we use the media, okay, for our everyday social usage. That means to help us socialize with people. Media allows for conversational currency. Okay, conversational currency in itself is a theory. Okay, parasocial relationship is a theory. Okay, conversational currency. Media gives you the ability to know about what is going on around you and what is what do we call it? What is the trend, for example? Okay, so it's easy for you to start a conversation with other people. Okay, why? Because, all right, for example, if you are in a room with strangers and then you want to start the conversation, okay, you can find something common, okay, by discussing about what is on the media. Okay, you can ask about the current movie, current news, anything that is available on the media. And this allows you to always have conversational currency. Okay, that means the media gives you points, okay, to start conversations and to communicate with other people. Okay, and then media also creates parasocial relationship. Okay, what is parasocial relationship? Okay, para here means not really that, it's half. That means media gives us the assumption that we have a relationship with a certain someone, although we don't really have it. What does this mean? Parasocial relationship. For example, okay, I'm sure maybe you have experienced it, especially during your teenage years. Okay, you have a certain celebrity that you like. Okay, and when you like that celebrity, okay, you start to post his or her posters in your bedroom. Okay, and then you talk to other people about them as if you know these celebrities. Okay, parasocial relationship. Okay, we can see, for example, teenagers today, right? They are very crazy over certain boy bands, okay, or certain celebrities. They are crazy over K-pop artists, and they can cry for these people. All right, when they go to the concert and they become hysterical. Why? Because this group of young people have established parasocial relationship. Okay, can you understand parasocial relationship? Okay, so it's as if, okay, media allows you to build some kind of socialization with people that you don't actually know in real life. Okay, so parasocial relationship, I think we will discuss later on when we talk about entertainment theory, I think. All right, but parasocial relationship, there's a lot of examples, okay, or when it doesn't have to always be negative, it doesn't have to be teenagers, even us, okay, adults. Okay, we have parasocial relationship. Probably, okay, you follow a certain what we call this social media influencers on the social media, okay, and you know what is going on in his or her life, or maybe you follow a certain ustaz on Facebook, okay, and you're a fan of this ustaz, okay. So whenever you make a decision, okay, whether in, for example, that relates to religion, you always get to hear this ustaz advice, okay, that you've read or that you've watched on Facebook. So it's as if he is your advisor. Okay, and the number one use of media is for entertainment. And entertainment is subjective. So you cannot question or you cannot criticize if people have different media habits. Because sometimes entertainment can attract the lowest denominator of taste. What do we mean by the lowest denominator of taste? Because anything can be entertainment, right? Okay, your traditional typical entertainment would probably go to a concert, watch a movie, okay, watch comedy series. But nowadays the media offers entertainment of different kinds. Okay, like if you watch what kind have you watched this program? I don't think it's available anymore. Where they challenge people, okay, to do silly things like eat cockroach or sleep with the snake. What is it called? X Factor. Is it Fear Factor? Okay, the Fear Factor program. Okay, where they will show participants eating cockroaches or playing with snakes. Okay, so all of these have become entertainment. We can argue that these entertainments have no value or does not provide positive images or positive messages. But this theory will argue, well, it's not about giving messages. It's all about really entertainment, just to help you release and to help you have some kind of psychological and emotional, what we call it, response. Okay, so like I said, this theory very straightforward. Okay, so here, what are the strengths of this theory? Okay, it focuses on individuals, so it allows us to see that audiences are active because we respect that audiences are able to think for themselves and that people use the media create their own experiences. Okay, that when you watch a particular movie, some people will like it, some people will not like it. Some people will get different messages and understanding. Okay, so they can differentiate active from passive users. Okay, so here, okay, the strength is this. Okay, it tells us, it allows us to understand the audiences. Okay, so here, okay, but when we talk about these focuses on audiences and what the audiences use the media, usually the challenge would be, okay, these theories, they undermine the presence of effects. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, this goes back to what we've already discussed just now. Okay, the fundamental of these theories is that they don't really talk about effects. They don't discuss about what the media can do to the audiences. They focus only what the audiences do to the media with the media. But generally, we can argue that how we consume the media also depends on what is being offered. Okay, so you can see that basically the criticism against these theories are usually criticism against post-positivist theory. Okay, so that is why I said, all right, if you can understand if a theory belongs to a particular category, you just need to know the fundamentals of those theories, because usually the strength, okay, and the weaknesses of theories that come under one category is similar. Okay, so under this theory, there's a smaller theory. Okay, you know, okay, we've discussed before that theories, okay, they develop, okay, they can break out. There are small theories, big theories, okay. So entertainment theory is part of users and gratification. Okay, why do I show this photo? You know, head banging. Okay, have you been to this type of concert before? Head banging metal concert. Okay, for an outsider looking at these images, okay, of people headbanging, and we've heard of the stories, okay, how metal concerts are full of drug use, okay, that when these people, okay, in concert, the headbanging is actually when they lose themselves, right? Because they lose themselves, they are no longer conscious. Okay, so we can criticize this. We can say it's bad. We can say there's no point. There's no positive message. Okay, but okay, there are theories that defend it. Okay, like entertainment theory. If you look at these theories, okay, more in detail, you can see this is all relevant to the Western ideas. Okay, post-positivist theory, like I've mentioned to you, are American theories. So they are very much in response to the idea of capitalism, the ideas of materialism, okay? So they do not see any problem of being very entertained, okay? Because to them, subjective, it's individual choice, okay? So entertainment theory. So this theory, okay, argues or defends entertainment of any kind, okay? Because this theory says, if Abdul Aziz likes metal music, let him be. It doesn't matter if there's not much positive message in it. Why? Because it makes you happy, right? It gives you pleasure. So when it gives you pleasure, it has done a certain function in your life. So instead of Aziz being a stressful person, okay, heavy metal music has made him a more happier person. And that's good enough according to this theory. Okay, so here entertainment theory, it says here different people, okay, choose a particular entertainment source for different ways, different reasons. Some of us, we are driven by our hedonistic motivations, you know, hedonism. Hedonism, especially among Muslims, are considered negatively, right? We think of hedonism as something that is very, what we call it, godless act. You know what's hedonism, right? Is the choosing of the maintaining and maximizing pleasure and diminishing and minimizing pain. So basically, hedonism is a lifestyle okay, or it's a choice, okay, in that a choice that focuses on maximizing pleasure. There's no limit on what you can do if to gain pleasure. You know, hedonism. So in the hedonistic lifestyle, it's okay to do drugs. Okay, it's okay to be hypersexual. Okay, anything, everything is okay in order for you to maximize pleasure. Okay, you know, probably you've read about the 60s America, okay, and during the liberal movement, okay, they were all adopting, okay, the hedonistic, what we call it, lifestyle. Okay, in the 60s, right, they call it, what is it, they call it, where it was legal, okay, where cannabis was very popular, that people take drugs freely, drink freely, okay, because, all right, according to them, it is just pleasure. So if we agree that it's okay to have hedonistic motivations, then there's no criticism against whatever we want to consume. So that is why, again, for example, okay, pornography is normal in the Western societies. Okay, pornography. And if you watch even on the television, okay, at night after 12, nothing is censored. Why? Because to them, this is individual rights. If people want to watch it for pleasure, up to them. Okay, because that pleasure, according to this theory, allows these people to minimize their pain or minimize whatever bad emotions that they are experiencing. Okay, so to them, pornography is entertainment. Okay, so if we were to adopt this theory, we can, okay, especially the Westerners, when they adopt this theory, they justify, okay, all of these contents that they allow, okay, like pornography. Okay, and that is why today, okay, pornography has always been the most profitable industry. Okay, they make more money via pornography than they do through Hollywood films. Okay, so again, for pleasure, and if pleasure brings money to the industries, okay, and if pleasure is going to make these people happy, so be it. Okay, but some people are not driven by their hedonistic motivations. Some are more balanced. Okay, some are, when they choose a particular entertainment content, they are driven by their eudaimonic motivations. Okay, what is eudaimonic motivation? Some people choose content that provides opportunities for personal insight, self-reflection, and contemplation. Okay, so unlike those who are hedonist, okay, these eudaimonic people, okay, they are very discriminative of their entertainment choice. That means they are more, what we call it, intellectual. They only like entertainment that benefits them. Okay, so here if they talk about these two opposite or two different motivations, okay, this is how the theory defend people's use of the media for entertainment. Not everyone wants to watch pornography. Some people wants to watch, for example, okay, motivational program. Okay, so here the argument is different people like different things and have different motivations. But in the end, whether it's hedonistic or eudaimonic, all are just entertainment. Can you follow? All right. So later on, if some of you, okay, some people want to start to introduce, okay, or to what we call it, loosen up the law on pornography in Malaysia, okay, and they want to do a research paper, so they can adopt this theory, okay. And entertainment theory also supports, okay, the idea of parasocial interaction. Okay, interaction or parasocial relationship we discussed just now. Because according to this theory, when you have these relationships, okay, when you have relationship with the characters in the media content, okay, actually helps your social life. That you do feel like you have friends, you have some kind of belonging. Okay, parasocial interaction. I gave you a lot of examples just now. Okay, sometimes you feel like you have a relationship with a particular celebrity. Okay, and you notice, okay, every generation, all right, every generation they have their own boy bands. You know what's boy band? Okay, probably nowadays the most popular boy band is K-pop, BTS, isn't it? All right, Alia, your generation, what was the boy band in your generation?
Sorry, doctor. What was what?
Boy band.
Sorry. The line is very bad.
Boy band. You know a boy band?
Oh,
Okay.
I think it was Jonas Brothers. I don't know.
Jonas Brothers. Okay. After that was probably One Direction. Emmeline, you know any boy bands? You know what's a boy band?
Yeah, it's the same. It's Jonas brother.
You know Jonas Brothers as well. Okay,
Yes.
I'm not sure the brothers, okay, here inside here know what we're talking about. Okay, but I'm just saying, okay, that in every generation there's a boy band that makes, okay, that define a particular generation. Okay, there was Beatles in the 60s and they defined that particular generation, the generation of your mother or probably your grandmother. And then you have boy bands like Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. Okay, this was my generation. Okay, so what does this mean here in relation to this? Okay, it helps according to this theory that for a girl, for example, or a boy, doesn't matter, okay, who feels like they have this interaction with these boy bands, it allows them and it helps them to be part of that generation, to feel that they belong. Can you follow? Because you create this parasocial relationship, a bond with this boy band and also a bond with your generation. Okay? So this is part of entertainment theory. So here again, then we no longer question the values of the media content because we don't really consider, okay, what pornography does to the society or what pornography does to children. That is not the issue. The issue is how, okay, those who watch pornography feel satisfied, feels pleasurable, and have a better life. Can you understand? Okay. So this theory, okay, is hard for a Muslim theory. That's why, okay, when we choose a theory, sometimes as theories, we're not always objective. Okay, we have our own values, okay, our own beliefs, okay, and some of these theories may not match, okay, or may not be relevant to our own values. So it would be hard if you adopt theories that are not relevant to your own beliefs. Okay, because later on when you conduct the research and when you do the analysis, okay, you will find it hard, okay, to be very truthful in the analysis. Okay. And another theory to defend this, okay, part of entertainment theory is mood management theory. So very simple also, part of users and gratification approach. The mood management theory just simply says that we use media, especially entertainment media, to moderate our own moods, control our moods, okay? For example, okay, here. This is a very boring, very boring and very un-Islamic, okay, academic comic. Just to tell you, for example, okay, mood management. Okay, what happens when you're bored? You're bored, the first thing you do, switch on TV. The first thing you do when you're bored, okay, look at your Facebook page or your Instagram page. That is already, okay, trying to manage your mood. Okay, here, this guy here, okay, he wants to go, what we call it? To have fun with his, whoever lah, his girlfriend here. Where do they go? They go to the club dancing, okay, listening to music. Okay, so here the relationship is, it is this guy and this girl, they make use of the media, okay, to manage their mood. Okay, so here is active you, here are active users. Okay, so here, for example, the girlfriend is upset. What do? Watch a movie. Okay, here again, the girlfriend is angry. So the boyfriend tells her, okay, let's listen to a particular, what we call it, certain type of a soothing music. So all of this, all right, if we experience it in our everyday life, right? We do it. Okay, probably, Abdul Aziz, when he's stressed, he doesn't listen to music. You listen to the Quranic recitation. But where do you listen it? Okay, you listen it on the radio or on your mobile phone. Still, it is your choice. Okay, so it depends on how you use the media to manage your mood. Okay, all right. So here, okay, I'm not going to go through this one in details, okay, because like I said, most of these theories, if you already understand which category it comes from, okay, the strength and weaknesses is similar. Okay, so here the strength of this theory, because it's part of users and gratification, and it is a post-positivist theory. Okay, the highlight is always be that these theories, okay, allow us to see how audiences are active, what people do with the media, and then it offers, okay, empirical research. That means it offers us methods to measure, okay, to look at how the people use the media. On the other hand, of course, the weakness is that, okay, the challenge, okay, will always be the criticism of post-positivism, okay, because if we use all of these theories, then we undermine the effects of the media. Okay, it's as if the media has no fault at all, that the media is not influencing people at all. And we obviously can say that this is not true. Okay, so if we were to take entertainment theory, we use users and gratification theory, mood management theory, we don't question the status quo. Okay, we don't question why is it that all the entertainment that we are consuming are Western, for example. Okay, doesn't matter. This is not the issue. The issue is as long as when you watch the particular program, even if it's very Western centric, if it helps you feel better, then this is the function of the media. Okay. Now, so this is another important approach. Okay. So you can see here, all right, when we study audiences, okay, there are two main analysis or main approach. One is the users and gratification, and another is reception studies. Okay, so these are what we consider approaches because there are big theories that under them are many smaller theories. Okay, like users and gratification just now, like I said, some consider it like a paradigm. Okay, a way to look at how media use, how audiences use media. So that's why under the theory, there are so many other theories. Okay, we talk about entertainment theory, parasocial relationship, catharsis, all of that are under this user and gratification umbrella. Okay, on one hand, you have that. Because it is a post-positivist theory, the theory is very straightforward. It focuses on active audiences and it doesn't question the status quo. Okay, but like we mentioned, or we've seen all these weaknesses of these theories just now, we can see, okay, the problem with all of those theories just now, okay, they undermine media effects. Okay, they somewhat like bias, okay, in the sense that they don't question status quo at all. Okay, so there is another group of theory that still agrees that audiences are active, okay, that still looks at how the audiences use the media, okay, but they still acknowledge that the media does have certain effects, that the media does maintain certain status quo. And this is the reception studies. So these reception studies, okay, originate or is part of the cultural approach. Okay, we've already studied cultural studies, okay, if you remember. So cultural studies also challenges status quo, okay, but their approach is different from critical studies. Critical studies don't question how audiences use media because they already made the assumption that media is bad, is going to give negative effect on everyone. Okay, because the media is maintaining the status quo. But cultural studies, okay, they agree that the media will try to maintain the status quo. But they also argue that audiences are active. That means while the media tries to give some kind of influence, okay, some kind of control, the audience have the ability to challenge the control or the status quo. Okay, so that is why the theory here, okay, is called reception. Just now we focus on users. Now the term is reception. Just now, users means how audiences use the media. As if the audiences is so powerful, okay, have control over the media content, is how they use it. Okay. On the other hand, reception discusses how the media or the content is received. Okay. That means, okay, the audiences are not that powerful enough to define, okay, the media content, to define the use of the content. But, okay, the audiences are able, okay, to discriminate the messages or the content that is given to them by the media producers. Have I confused you enough? Okay. So here, reception studies, like I said, okay, just now when we talk about users and gratification, it's objective. Okay, it doesn't even question status quo. It doesn't even focus on what the media is doing. Okay, it just believes doesn't matter what the media is trying to do. The audiences are active. Audiences can decide for themselves. Okay, so the media effects is very minimal. Okay, because audiences would know, okay, what to do. On the other hand, in these reception studies, okay, they start by agreeing, okay, by acknowledging that the media is owned by someone, is trying to maintain the status quo, that media producers have intentions. Okay, that when media producers gives you entertainment content, they have their intention. I don't know, probably their intention is to make us all westernized, maybe. Okay, to change the values of the Muslims. They want to liberalize the Muslims, maybe. Maybe these are the intentions of the media producers. Okay, so this theory suggests, yes, okay, media, there are effects, okay, that media is not objective, that the media usually is maintaining status quo. But this study does not focus on what the media does, it focuses on how the audiences responds, okay, respond to this content and respond to this influence. Okay, so why do they create this argument into why do they think that audiences can somehow have a power to retaliate against the media effects? Because they argue that media content, okay, are polysemic. Polysemic means, okay, that the characteristics of media text are fundamentally ambiguous and legitimately interpretable in different ways. Okay, that text, whatever content, whether it be film, music, books, magazines, okay, although the producers produce one film with one meaning, it doesn't mean that the audiences will get that meaning, because audiences have different receptions, different interpretations. Okay, polysemic. For example, the Al-Quran itself, okay, it's the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but to some, okay, the interpretations, so many people interpret it very differently. Why? This is the nature of polysemic. That media texts are ambiguous. No matter how specific a textbook is, people will definitely have different interpretations. Can you follow? So because we have different interpretations, okay, media texts are polysemic, we cannot say that the media has a very powerful effect, because the message that is being sent will not directly be the message that is being received. Understand? Okay. So under this theory, okay, there are three ways. Okay, they argue that there are three ways of how audiences receive media messages. Okay. Sometimes, okay, they get the preferred or dominant reading. Here, okay, in reception studies, the producer intended meaning of a piece of content, okay, assumed to reinforce of the status quo is accepted. Okay, so here, some of us, okay, when we watch Netflix or when we watch, for example, an American movie, okay, whatever messages that was intended by the producer, that means the producer, for example, in a particular film tries to upheld or tries to promote support for the LGBT community. The message is very clear. A lot of the films and TV series that we watch today. So if you as the audiences, when you watch this particular TV program or film, you agree, you adopt the same idea, okay, then you have used what they call as a preferred or dominant reading of the media text. You have received what is being sent. You agree. Okay? But sometimes, okay, people don't agree because when they watch this type of content, they use oppositional decoding. Okay, when an audience member develops interpretations of content that are in direct opposition of a dominant reading. Okay, that means when a Muslim watches a film or watches the TV programs, okay, that supports the LGBT agenda, he or she uses oppositional reading by saying, I do not agree. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, or instead, okay, when you watch it, you become more angry. You despise more, okay, the American culture or the LGBT agenda. So that means the message that is being sent to you is not accepted. Okay, it is rejected. Okay. Sometimes also, instead of preferred and oppositional decoding, you have what we call as negotiated meaning. Okay, it's when an audience member creates a personally meaningful interpretation of content that differs from the preferred reading in important ways. Okay, so most of us probably we use negotiated meaning. Okay, when we watch TV series or films that supports the LGBT agenda, we don't agree with the main proposition, but we are still able to sit down and complete the movie. We are still able to sit down and enjoy the TV series. Why? Because we use negotiated meaning. We only take what we want. Okay, but what we feel as wrong, we reject. Can you understand? Okay, so in these studies, because message is polysemic, okay, and we have different reading here, it means that audiences are active. Not all audiences will choose the preferred reading. Okay? Can you understand? But despite this, okay, preferred reading, negotiated, oppositional decoding, all of these, okay, these studies still argue that yes, the media wants to maintain status quo. So sometimes the media becomes successful. Okay? Sometimes they fail. Okay? But sometimes the dynamic is more complex. Okay, that the media is powerful, that the media can influence, but audiences also have the ability, okay, to what we call it, interpret or create their own meanings. Okay, give you another example. For example, watching Captain America. Okay, you know how very propagandistic the film is, alright? Where you have a superhero whose name is Captain America, who looks like a typical white man with all the superpower and all the good, what we call it, characteristics. And he comes to save the world. Okay, so this is probably an American propaganda. Probably, I'm not saying, probably the media producers' intention is, okay, we want to create an agenda where people can see that the America is still the superpower, that you have characters like Captain America, so that when people, okay, whenever the bad things happen, they know, okay, it's the Americans that can save them. Okay, so when we watch the movies, okay, we can interpret it, we can follow it, we can be adopting the preferred reading. Okay, Some of us still do have the idea, the belief that only the white man is smarter, okay, or the white man can save us. We need Captain America. You cannot have a Captain Malaysia because, okay, our men are smaller, thinner than Captain America. So we adopt, okay, we accept the dominant reading, okay. But there were probably people who read it differently. Okay, they can see that, oh, I do not like this movie. This is American propaganda. These are all lies. Okay, I would not accept, okay, a white man to save the world. And oppositional reading. Okay, but most of the time, okay, it is negotiated. Okay, we enjoy, okay, the movie. Okay, we like that he saved the world, but we don't necessarily agree that it has to be Captain America. We don't necessarily agree that it has to be the white man that saved us. Okay? So this is the nature of reception studies. I hope you can differentiate between, okay, users and gratification approach and the reception approach. Okay, both talks about what the audience does with the media content. Both see audiences are active, but their fundamentals is different in the sense that users and gratifications, okay, does not consider media effects, does not consider, okay, the influence of the owners of the media, does not question status quo. Reception studies, okay, while they consider audiences to be active, they realize, okay, their proposition starts with the idea that yes, the media is trying to maintain the status quo. Okay. So here the strength, okay, because it supports active audience, okay, it respects individuals, okay, thinks individuals are smart, okay, and then they provide in-depth understanding of how people interpret media, they can provide insightful analysis, okay. But again, okay, the rejection of this theory, okay, is mostly because it does not discuss the effects in depth. Okay, like cultural studies, okay, here they only say, oh, some people will have dominant reading, some people will have oppositional reading. But critical theories will ask them, will comment and say, so what? So what if some people is reading it oppositionally, or some people are reading it negotiated reading? Because at the end of the day, they are still consuming the media and still, okay, supporting the status quo. Okay, why? Because micro level in response to macro level. Okay, remember they focus on all audiences. Okay, so these are the examples. I think I've already given you the example before of reception studies. Okay, like the theory, like the book here, Reading the Romance by Janice Radway. Okay, we've already discussed before, right? Okay, so this is not a romance novel. This is actually a research book. Okay, so Radway, she did a research, okay, on romance, on women who likes to read the romance novel. Okay, so if we take users and gratification theory, we can say reading the romance is to fulfill a certain desire for the women. We must allow the woman, okay, to enjoy whatever they want, even if it is reading romance novels that have no, what we call it, positive messages. Okay? But here, Radway says, so different women interpret the messages differently, okay? And when they read the romance novel, okay, they don't actually just use preferred reading. Most of the time, they negotiate. Okay, they accept things that are relevant to them, and they reject things, okay, that are not liable, okay, relevant to their realities. Okay, so far can you follow reading the romance? Okay, here I've already discussed this before. I just hope that you are able to understand, okay, how it is part of reception research. Another landmark, okay, milestone research was Ian Ang's Watching Dallas. You know Dallas, okay, only old people, okay, like myself would know Dallas, okay. When I was younger, this is probably one of the most popular, TV series, okay, Dallas and Dynasty. Okay, Jamal, you know Dallas? Okay, Dynasty. So this movie, this drama series, okay, focus on the lives of the rich white people. Okay, so some argue that these movies like Dallas is just going to maintain status quo. When people, poor people or non-American watch these movies, they're just going to be more at all try to adopt the Western lifestyle. But when you use reception studies, okay, you cannot make this assumption. You have to study, you have to look at the audiences, and you have to look at how they interpret the messages. Okay? So if you can see, if you use users and gratification theory, it's very straightforward. But if you use reception studies, it's more complex because you have to look at all these different readings. Okay? And usually, later on, okay, because I'm just introducing you to theories, but later on when you do research, you notice that cultural studies, if you adopt them, usually your data will be very long because it's qualitative. You have to write, you have to describe what you are saying. Okay? All right. So that is it. Audience theories. Okay? Key is to understanding what the audience do with the media. Okay, any questions? Okay. No questions, Sarah. I know some of you have not submitted your assignment. Please do it. Okay. Especially this assignment one. I've mentioned many times. It is very simple. It's like 3 marks. I just want to see whether you have started to consider or reflect on your own research interest. And if you are able to find resources, okay, that can help you. So just do it, okay? I'm not going to nag because this is not undergraduate class, okay? So do it, all right? Because if you don't do this one, it will be harder for you to do the second assignment. Okay, we're already at the end of our semester, only 2 more weeks. So I think you need to back up, all right? Okay, any questions? No questions? Jamal, still there? Alice?
Question, madam.
Yes.
For the second assignment, is it just according to what is that the comment that you share, or you need to create the proposal, kind of proposal?
Oh yes, you have to create a proposal. Not proposal actually, just the first 2 chapters of a proposal. You
Okay,
all know
because
that proposals have 3 chapters. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the document that you share with us is like the first one is the research problem. So there's no kind of the what is that introduction and then the what is that? What I found is research problem and then significance of study, objective or questions, and then the literature review.
And theoretical.
Yeah, theoretical framework.
Okay.
So means that okay.
Of course lah, basically introduction you have to put there lah. So all the
Okay.
things that I list down just not in the document is just the what we call it, the main points that you must have.
Okay.
So basically it's basically the first 2 chapters of a proposal. Okay, no need to discuss methodology. And you need to adopt all of those literatures that you have listed down in the first assignment. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Masum?
Yeah, Doctor. Got one question. Based on the user gratification theory, it says like audience users watch entertainment. They are satisfying their need by watching TV because of the entertainment information, and they identify all these things based on the example you are giving, like the Captain America. So it's like the Captain America is the white man, the superheroes that are going to save the world. Then America is the superpower. But don't they realize, or some researcher realize that sometimes if they are associating like superheroes like the Captain America is the one that going to save the world, it's more like a children kind of perception. It's not an adult kind of perceptions. Children might be following these things because they like the superheroes. They have the tendency to associate good things, super being to this kind of superhero that going to save the world, going to save the day. But to the adults, they may follow the story because of they like the storyline. They are not be entertained by the storyline, but they just want to know what is going to happen because they are absorbed with the storyline. For example, some of us may don't like to follow J.R. Tolkien story, Lord of the Rings, because it's very complicated and it's very long. It's an epic, but some people like to follow it, like to read it and watch the movie because it's an epic and they want to know what is going to happen at the end of the day. They don't associate Gandalf as a superhuman being. They don't, they have antagonist character like the Hobbits, that the one that's small people that saving the day. So don't they realize this thing, or they just says like one of the reason why we like to watch, we like to follow movies, film, whatever, is because of we being associating all these things. We being try to fill up the emptiness, try to get some escape. Sometimes people actually following, watching Dynasty because of they like the storyline. That's it. So my question is that why they don't discuss about the storyline, about the contents?
Oh yes, okay. Actually,
Yeah.
what we've mentioned just now is users and gratification theory.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the arguments that are being used by the theory. Okay, so but when they do it in a particular research, so they will identify what is the particular use. Like you said just now, for the adults, okay, they like the storyline, they probably just like the action that is available in the film. Okay, so this is entertainment theory. So according to this group of theories, okay, why do we want to be discussing complex things when media and users, they have a very direct relationship, which is that the users choose the media because they are gratified by it. Some people like Dallas, some people do not like it. Okay, so whatever choices that you make, okay, it is really helping you, okay, fulfill certain needs. So they do realize that. So these are the group of people or theories, okay, that adopt this idea. Okay, they do not agree with the idea of critical theories, like you said just now. Okay, the critical theories, they think critical theories are being too what we call it, complex. Okay, associating Captain America with American propaganda. Okay, or just saying, for example, if children grow up watching Captain America, okay, they will go into their adulthood respecting the ideas, the notions of the American superhero. Okay, so these are the ideas of the critical theories. Okay, so when you choose to do your research, it depends on what you want to know, because there is not one theory that is perfect enough to cover everything. Okay, so you have this audience reception studies just now that tries to take the middle path. Okay, that agrees, yes, okay, Captain America must have some kind of a propaganda, but audiences are also smart enough, okay, to what we call it, discriminate the messages that comes in that movie. Okay, can you understand? Right, so yes, different theories will have a different understanding of the particular phenomenon and the particular relationship. Okay, so if Jamal has that assumption, okay, that people just like it because they are adults, they have different preferences, then you are adopting the users and gratification approach. Okay, all right, any other questions? Okay, Masum, you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay.
Okay, Abdul Aziz, all right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, Alia. Okay,
I'm okay.
all right, good. All right, just need to know that you are still there. Okay, So if that is it, alright, good luck for your next assignment. Okay, we end the class today with tasbih, kafarah, and walas. So later I will upload this video on YouTube if you need to refresh. Okay? Alright. Assalamualaikum. Okay, bye-bye.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you.
Thank you.